Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra Chapter 2.1a, Properties of Exponents for Mr. Grice and Ms. Carranza's Algebra 2 class. Today we're going to be talking about exponents and all the different rules that apply to them. So before we get started, let's do a little review where you have to name the base and the exponent. So for A, what is the base? What is the exponent? The base or the exponent you might get right away. The exponent is 4. Now the base, it's the tricky part. It is what is directly attached to the exponent. So the base here is 2 because this is saying there's only one negative, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Now let's take a look at our second one. Once again, the exponent is 4, but here the base is what's inside the parentheses. So the base for this second one is negative 2, because this is saying negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. Okay? Very important to make sure to look to see what is directly in front of your exponent. So let's talk about rules of exponents. When you are multiplying two exponents, what you need to do is add them. You add whatever exponents you've got. And let's look at an example. If we have x to the 5th plus x squared, really we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you really have x to the 7th right there, okay? So you just do 5 plus 2, and that gives you 7. All right, let's look at our next rule. If you have an exponent on the outside, what you're going to do, you can take this guy and you are going to distribute it inside. So you would have a to the m, b to the m. And here's our example for that one. If you have 2x to the third, 2x squared to the third, you have 2 to the third x to the 6th, okay? And we can reduce that to 8x to the 6th because 2 times 2 times 2 gives you 8. All right, rule number 3. Fractions. Just like in 2 when we distributed, we're going to do the exact same here. We have to make sure that we distribute to everything in the parentheses, okay? And what that's going to equal, a to the m, b to the m. All right, let's take a look at now that 3 is going to go to the 2 and to the x squared, where it's 2 to the third, x to the 6th, okay? And we multiplied the square and the cubes, okay? 2 to the third is 8, so we get 8 over x to the 6th. All right, let's go through a couple more rules and then one more rule, and then we get to do some more practice. All right. If you have a fraction with like bases, what you're going to do to those exponents is you're going to subtract them. The best way to look at this rule is through an example. So if we have x to the fifth over x squared, if we look that out the long way, when you have something on the top and the bottom and you're dividing, you look for things that you can cancel. Okay, and we can cancel those guys out, and we're left with x to the third, and that's 5 minus 2 gives you 3. All right, those are the first set of rules that we are going to talk about. Let's go ahead and do some practice. Okay, ready? I'm going to do a quick magic trick. In just about 3 seconds, all of the problems are going to appear. Are you ready? Close your eyes. Poof. There we go. All right, let's start looking at these. Now, number 1, 2 squared times 2 cubed. We are multiplying the exponent, or the bases. Same bases, keep the base. 2 plus 3 gives you 5. What we're going to do is we're going to go through the odds, and then we're going to see if you guys can do the evens. Okay? Now, for number 3, you got to remember that the rules of the exponents apply only to things with the same bases. Okay? Now, you can multiply the 5 times 7. That's going to get you 35. However, the exponents, that's what our new rules are for. Okay? All right, let's look at 5. 5 is when we need to distribute that 4. So when you distribute, we're going to multiply. 8 times 4 gives you 32. And for a problem like that, you do not need to solve it. Number 7, this is more, all these parentheses are more just organizational, so we don't forget that negative sign right there. Okay? So we're going to distribute the 3. 4 times 3 is going to give you, hopefully you're all saying 12. Now we can actually reduce this because we know if our answer is going to be positive or negative because we have an even amount of exponents. Okay? That's automatically going to turn that into a positive. Okay? Number 9, I forgot the little extra squared out there. And we have to make sure that this exponent goes to everything. So it's really saying 1 squared, 5 squared, c to the 4th, which we can go ahead and reduce 1 over 25, c to the 4th. Okay? And then let's make sure that we distribute that to everything, where we get 2 to the 6th, m to the 18th, m to the 6th, 2 to the 6th power. We can break those down. 4 times 4 is 16, and 16 times 4 is 64. Now here's the rule that we didn't really talk about, or that we just went over quickly. You need to subtract those exponents, and you get m to the 12th, and there's nothing below. All right, why don't you guys go through and try to do the evens. I'm going to have the answers up in about 5 seconds. Okay, and there are the answers. Be careful with number 4 because there is another negative k right there, which gives you a total of 20. And if they're 20, you know that your answer is going to be positive. Okay? distribute the 2 to everything, and you need to multiply. We did the same thing for 8, 1 to the third, 4 to the third, m to the third. And then there's number 10. And if you have any questions, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. Thanks for watching, guys.